Welcome back to Brotato. Today, hopefully, I'll win a run, but I guess that's still up for debate for now. Today, I'll be playing. The Crazy. Crazy seems interesting. He starts with 2 knives, has additional range with knives, and bonus attack speed. That does seem quite nice. If you don't already know how this game works, it's an arena auto-battler roguelike game. That's the best way I can describe it, similar to games like Vampire Survivors. I think I'll take the additional damage. I don't want any of these weapons and items, so I'll just continue on to the next round. As you can see, enemies drop currency. The currency both gives me money and experience points. Once I have picked up enough money to reach a new level, you can see in the top right a nice little potato appearing, showing that I'll get a mutation next round. Or at the end of this round, to be more specific. And yeah, that's the basic gist of the game. After each round, you can buy a new item or weapon from the shop. You can hold up to 6 weapons and an unlimited amount of items. At least it's unlimited from what I've seen. Although I have no direct confirmation for that. But since this is only the early access version, you can't go all that far. So there's no way to find out really. Now with the item I've got, enemies shoot out a bullet in a random direction once they die, or at least they have a chance to do so. Which, while fairly weak right now, can escalate quite quickly once we are fighting against a larger crowd of enemies. Though that will probably only happen in like 2 waves. But we'll see whether I even survive long enough for that. Since I don't have much armor and stuff like this can very easily happen. And just as I was talking about it, I got armor, and as much as I'd love to take the lungs, I have to take 4 arms. I think I'll reroll here. Still nothing that I really want, so I'll just take the broken mouth. Now the first range enemies have appeared, because it's around 4. They shouldn't be all that problematic as it stands, although once bigger crowds of them appear, I might want to have some more range or more armor to take them down more easily. But as I've already said, that really depends on me surviving long enough to experience that, because runs in this game can end quite quickly. You usually either get a run where you're basically an unkillable god, or a run where you struggle to defeat the easiest waves there are. Basically like any other roguelike there is. Some more damage can't hurt. Crit damage. Do I want to go for crit damage? Crit damage does... although I don't have any crit chance, so I probably should refrain from taking it. Although the ugly tooth does sound quite good in this case, slowing enemies down each time I hit them, in exchange for some speed of my own. While it's not all that relevant right now, it becomes way more relevant with more tanky enemies, which appear in round 8. Which to be fair is still 3 rounds away, but I guess it can't hurt to prepare for later rounds already. Although I really do wish I had some form of life regeneration, because I'm not really a fan of the way things have been going here. Although I did just heal 15 from the health pickups that were dropped by enemies, and I think one tree. Ah, some more armor for minus speed seems nice, and I've got a rare mutation, plus 10 melee damage, which is incredibly strong here. And I think I'll take a spear here because I don't have any alternatives, and maybe a taser to slow enemies down even more, since I'm incredibly slow as it stands. But as you can see, when I manage to hit a crit, I deal incredible amounts of damage. 75 is pretty much enough to one-hit any enemy that's in here right now. At least I think that even in round 10 the big enemies don't have enough HP to survive too many hits at least. I think at most they should take 2 or 3 hits, although I'm not entirely sure, because usually you have way more damage by the time you reach wave 10. Since it's obviously the last round in the demo right now. Well, that's another round down and some more HP regeneration. I always love some HP regeneration. The hammer does look good. A beanie, well, yeah, I'm fine with the build we've got here. It's nothing special, but it does what it's supposed to do. As you can see, if any enemies get too close to me, I can't kill them quickly enough. The spear is especially good against bigger crowds, since it has an extended range compared to other melee weapons. And yeah, there's not really much else to say about the build I've got here. It's pretty standard, but it works. At least that's what I'm saying right now, although I'm kinda dying. But it's only a matter of some better movements to survive here. Although the charging enemies, those with missing faces, or half missing faces, do get a bit dangerous from time to time. Oh, plus 3 armor or plus melee damage? I do really want to take the armor, but plus 10 melee damage. And let's see what I've got here. I don't really need the glasses, so no. Sadly I don't have enough money to get the minigun, which is quite a strong weapon because it has a fire rate of 33 shots per second. But I suppose the circular saw has to be enough here, which is a melee weapon that deals quite a nice amount of damage. As you can see, I'm dealing upwards to 111 damage with crits. So even these large enemies that I've been talking about all this time do die quite quickly. And yeah, they do get one shot right now. At least if I manage to hit a crit on them. Honestly, wave 8 seems to be the most chill late game round as it stands, even though you do get spammed with tons of ranged units and the starting units, but other than that, there's not really much to be afraid of. If you manage to make it this far, you should survive this round under normal circumstances. Although as you can see, it does get a bit bullet helly, and if you run into the enemies you take a ton of damage. Although I did have faith in my tankiness here. I don't really need to be accurate here because I only have one ranged weapon, but sadly I don't have enough gold to buy this here. I already have a taser, I'm fine with having only one taser, so I'll just continue into round 9. And round 9 does scare me, because round 9 has a lot of these level 2 enemies, and those deal a surprisingly high amount of damage. Chargers aren't really that problematic because as long as you don't run in a line either away from them or towards them, they shouldn't be able to hit you, but the chargers, the level 2 enemies, are a whole different story, because they are fast, they can quickly encircle you, and they deal a lot of base damage. Although they shouldn't deal that much damage to me since I have that much armor, even these large enemies charging at me only deal 6 damage, which isn't that much at all, especially since there's not that many of them. And this here is the last round, this soon. Attack speed can't hurt. Oh yeah, I'll reroll once. And plus damage for minus accuracy. Does seem like a great deal. Now I'll just have to wait for a bit so that my health heals up, since I've took the rotten tomato, which hopefully doesn't come to bite me here. I really hope it doesn't come to bite me here. Because it does look quite dangerous right now, although now I'm almost full HP again. So it probably was worth getting it. No, there's only 30 seconds of this, or 24 seconds of this hell left that I have to survive, and after that this run is finished. I am honestly not quite sure how long it's been already. I probably have to look at OBS and how to activate a timer for me. Although things are getting a bit close right now. I could have easily died right there, but yes, finally I've won a run. As you can see, these were the stats that I've had, these were the items, and these were my weapons. This was really an average run, to be honest, but in the end I did win. So I suppose that's it for today. Have a great day and goodbye.